Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Muddy River Catfishing. I've been promising you a video of the boat that I use when I go out in the river. So I'm going to show you a little bit about my boat today. So before we actually look at my boat, I want to show you a couple of pictures of what the boat looked like when I bought it, before I did any modifications to it. The name of the boat is a Walker Bay. It's a Walker Bay 8, meaning it's 8 foot long. It's about 52 inches wide at the widest point, and here's a couple of pictures of what it looked like. Alright, so now that you've seen a few pictures of what the boat looked like out of the factory, I want to show you some of the modifications that I've done to my boat. Let's start over here. I went ahead and put some padding. I did a 1-inch foam, and then I covered it with this vinyl because those plastic seats are pretty hard. So did the little padding on all the seats, and I added these little rings here, those pipe clamps. There's one on every side, and the reason I did that is for a holder for an umbrella. And they also work as rod holders if you'd like. Alright, so here's my umbrella actually. I buy these at the Family Dollar. I think they're about 10-15 bucks, something like that. And what I've done is, it comes in 2 pieces. I just went ahead and drilled a hole in this, and I put this keeper pin so that when I stab it in here, I can put this keeper pin in there. And that keeps it in place if the wind wants to grab the umbrella. So then I open the umbrella and it sits right in there. And now I have shade when I'm out fishing. So another modification I've done to this boat is I've added some drawers to it. This one here, I just took a tackle box that had these plastic containers, and I put a little handle on there, and I just keep my necessities in here for fishing, mostly hooks and weights, some fishing line for trot lines. Another thing that I've added to this is this drawer. It's just a basic drawer that you use in an office or something, but I put it in there. That's where I keep all my yo-yos and other things. This little anchor I keep in here as a weapon of last resort, believe it or not. The reason I have this is when I'm fishing in the river, if I ever go downstream, I'm always worried for whatever reason that my motor may fail me and I don't have enough power to row against that current. So I keep this as a grappling hook, and if I get caught downstream, the battery dies on the electric motor, or the gas runs out, or something, the prop breaks, I've actually done it before. I take this grappling hook and I throw it from branch to branch, or just get it stuck in the bulrush, and I pull the boat up. I have it tied to a 50-foot rope here, and so I'll gradually make my way back to camp until I can get the motor fixed or the battery charged. But normally I always go upstream and then just drift my way back. That's normally. But if I ever get brave, I've got a backup plan here. So talking about motors, let me show you the motors that I use. The electric motor I use is it's a Minn Kota. It's a 30-pound thrust, 12 volt. So I just take a just take a 12 volt car battery or a boat battery, and I just set it in my boat, and it'll run this thing. The charge on a battery will usually last me about a day and a half on the water. So it works great on areas where you're not allowed any gasoline motors or things like that. But when I'm out in the river, normally I like to use my bigger engine, and it's this Suzuki 4-stroke. It's a 2.5 horsepower, and it works great. It pushes this little boat perfectly. Fill it up with a tank of gas and it'll last me all weekend long. I probably wouldn't even have to fill it up again going up and down the river. So those are the two engines that I use on my boat, and let me show you a couple of other modifications that I've done to this boat. I've also added a depth finder to my boat, which you can see there. It's the Eagle brand depth finder, and it's just a basic depth finder. I only use it just to locate bottom structure and depth in places that I don't normally fish when I'm out scouting new areas. But I just ran the cables down up through behind the seat and down to the transducer here, and I don't always use it, but it's there in case I need it. The other basic thing is I just put these tie downs around the sides so that I can tie off my stringers of fish or tie the boat off to a branch, and come along up in the front here. The boat originally comes with this little U bolt here, but I didn't find it strong enough, so I put this eye bolt in upside down, and now I can tie my rope off here and pull the boat around. So those are the basic modifications that I've done to my boat. It's the Walker Bay 8, like I said. I bought it for a little over $600, but it's been by far the best boat I've ever owned. It weighs about 75 pounds when you first get it, so it's easy to load in the back of a truck or throw on a boat rack and haul it off to your favorite fishing spot. Look it up online, and as always, thank you for watching Muddy River Catfishing. You guys be safe out on the water, and we'll see you next time.